But I got a child star here in the studio. She's still a star now, though, which probably gives it a bit of a different perspective. You're not looking back on a sort of flash in the pan thing that happened when you were just a child, because obviously you're still working, you're still Tracy Beaker in everyone's eyes, and you're still around. Yeah. But when you realised that the show had taken off with the most amazing thwack, because it was a huge hit, and you were suddenly a star, famous everywhere, you went recognisable everywhere. How was that? Because you were only 12.
I was, yeah, and it kind of felt like it just happened overnight. It was utterly bizarre. But I guess I'm just like super lucky because it was before social media.
Yeah.
So it was really pleasant actually. So, and only anyone could get to me really if they saw me in public. And everyone's really nice to your face, aren't they? So I was very lucky.
Yeah. Not to James Jordan, but...
No, not James. Yeah, not that guy there, yeah.
Yeah. And did you suddenly start to think, well, I really am someone a bit special, I'm really rather marvellous?
Oh.
Did you get too big for your boots? I mean, how did it affect you?
There's no way my parents would have let me.
Right.
Not at all. No, I've got the most amazing support system around me, and yeah, they definitely kept me grounded for sure.
It's true, though, that when you are a success, people treat you differently because you're, in a way, their passport to more money because they're going to make more of the show and you're a hit, so they want to keep you sweet. Suddenly you find that people start laughing at your jokes even when they're not funny. You know, somebody wants to carry your lunchbox for you, somebody asks you what kind of drink and they hope it's really complicated so they can rush off and kind of serve you. That type, OK, I'm describing my own life. But that type of thing, which actually is delightful when everyone wants you to be happy and will do absolutely anything to keep you happy, it's magnificent. But as a child, you're young for that sort of treatment, no?
Yeah, I guess I just didn't let anyone kind of treat me that way, I think, and I didn't really buy into it. I guess I was a bit older than my years and I could see through people. So yeah, I never really let people treat me any differently.
Could they? Would they have, though, if you had?
Absolutely, of course. But I could always tell when someone was trying to be friends with me just because of who I was. And I always had this like core group of friends who knew me from before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could definitely see through people.
I was only friends with you on Strictly.
I knew that. I knew that straight away, mate. Yeah, I didn't like you either, so don't worry about that.
So you're now the mum of two, as we've heard. If opportunity knocked for them, would you be pleased and think, great, because it was great for you? Or would you think, now, what you want is a normal childhood, just childhood innocence, nobody singles you out, you're not special, you're just one of the crew and that's it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a different world now, isn't it? We've got social media. Everyone now wants to be TikTok famous. And yeah, it's just such a different world. And I would definitely encourage them to get a different job, get that pension, get absolutely, for sure. But, you know, if it's something they really want to do, of course, I will be 100% supportive, absolutely. But my goodness, I'm going to definitely explain to them that it is not glamorous, for sure. I'll be telling them all the bad points.
And Paula, you're in that situation. So I don't know if anybody knows that about you, but you've got one child.
I've got one child who is on that path. Right. They have their own agent.
What do they do?
So they do theatre and TV.
Yeah.
And we are really careful. So that child does not use the family surname. Right. And they don't even use their given name. Sometimes.
What are you trying? How can you keep them anonymous and famous at the same time? What are you trying to do with the names thing?
This is the thing. So you know, lots of famous people will have different names, and so they give you that as an option when your child first wants to, you know, make inquiries onto stage. So what it does is that if that child then decides at 12, 13, 15, 18, I don't want to do this anymore. Right. I don't want this to be me anymore, and so they can then revert back to who they are.
Okay.
And so it gives them that level of privacy. And that is, it's been difficult because for my husband and I, we're not interested in any of them becoming famous. You'll know, Vanessa, that I don't use my married name because my family want to be very private. So it's a real thing for us. But in terms of supporting them, absolutely. If she wants to do it, what can I do? But one thing I wanted to say about you, Dani, was I think for Dani, what she's talking about social media, when you're on TV or when you're doing theatre, you have to have a licence. You have to go to the local authority and get a licence. You have to get permission from the school. There are chaperones who have to follow your child around. I'm not even allowed on set because they're chaperones. And so, you know, you have to be really careful. But when you're talking about, I want to be a YouTuber, and when you're watching the parents who are posting their children on YouTube, 30 hours a week, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, where is the safeguarding
It's completely
in relation to
unregulated.
those children?
Yep.
Totally unregulated.
So tell me, James, about Ella, because she is obviously gorgeous. She's a doll face, isn't she? She's
Yes.
beautiful. I'm assuming that she dances like a dream because her parents do. I'm imagining she
We actually
will.
don't push her into dancing.
Right.
She does go to one dance class a week.
But would you be happy if she had the opportunity to perform and to become potentially famous?
Yeah, but for me, it's not about the fame. It's about her doing what she wants to do, firstly. Like,
Right.
I will probably try and push her into either sport. She's very sporty. She does enjoy dancing, so she might go that kind of way, like very hands-on kind of job. So let's say, for example, she became a professional golfer, which would be my dream, because then I can follow her around the world.
Yeah.
With that comes an element of fame. I mean, it's not the same as being a superstar singer, but you'll become recognised and you'll be on social media and things like that. I don't see there being a problem. I've only had positive experiences from being on social media, although I know it can be an absolutely horrific
horrible minefield, it
place
can be.
for children
Yeah.
and celebrities. But again, I think it's a choice. We choose to put Ella on our Instagram from a very young age. That's our choice. I know lots of celebrities don't do that with their children. That's also their choice. I don't feel there's a right or wrong. Ella's quite happy now because she's around us all the time and we do lots of content for our dance shred and tours and things like that. She loves being in front of the camera and she's a proper performer and she obviously has clearly learnt that from us. But with the whole social media thing and the bullying and even WhatsApp groups and things like this, I think it's horrendous and I do think it needs to be monitored much more.
Well, thank you so much.